So we're going to do a review with the IRD deck. So all we're going to do is say like diphthong, OU. Okay, ready?
Diphthong, OU, K.
It makes one sound. Digraph.
Digraph, AY, Y.
Hmm.
V.
Digraph, NG.
Digraph, NG. N, L, E.
Can you talk a little louder? Trigraph.
Trigraph, TCH. Diphthong, OI, T, E.
Consonant E.
U, consonant E, Z, X, V, I, F, D, C. Final stable syllable shown. S-I-O-M, R, diphthong.
Digraph. S-H. Digraph, A-W. H.
O, consonant E, S.
It moves, so it's diphthong, U-R.
Diphthong, U-R.
A, J, N, P. Digraph, Q-U. A, consonant E. R, so we move. So it is A-R, R controlled, A-R. I, consonant E, all. A-U. Trigraph, D-G-E. Digraph, W-H. Digraph, O-W. U. Final stable syllable, T-I-O-N. U-E. Digraph, T-H. W. R controlled, E-R. Digraph, C-K. O-R, R controlled. Digraph, O-O. Digraph, A-I. G. R controlled, I-R. Digraph, E-E. OE. Diphthong, O-Y. O. Trigraph, I. Where's the D at?
I don't know. I was
Trigraph.
Trigraph, I-G-A.
Nope, that's not ours. All right, that's all with those. Okay. A base word is the simplest form of the English word. An affix and a letter or letters added at the beginning or end of a base word. A base word plus an affix is a derivative. I'm going to write some words on the board. What letters do you see alike in these words? Is it still recording? Yes. We have transport, carport, deport, and porthole. Okay. What letters do you see alike in these words?
P-O-R-T.
Okay. Let's box in any prefixes or suffixes that we see to check. So we could box in trans. We could box in D. And then what did you say that we have? We have P-O-R-T. We call the part of the word that is left a root. A root is a word or word parts that carries the meaning and provides a base for the affix. So we have the word port, P-O-R-T, okay? Echo each word with me and listen to the sounds that are alike. We have transport, carport, deport, porthole, okay? Let's see if we can discover the meaning. We said we have port. What sounds does the port make? Ort. Good. Let's see if we can discover the meaning of this root. If we transport something, we carry it across to a new place. A porthole is an opening in the side of the ship. So port is the root that means to carry, opening, or gate. Transport means to We transport something to what?
Move it
To carry it.
Okay.
And a porthole is an opening or gate. Let's do that again. Transport means to carry, and a porthole is an opening or gate. Okay? We're going to practice using a worksheet you have in front of you that has port on it. Okay? Right there. And let's look at the prefix suffix chart. I'm going to provide you one right here, and there's also one on the wall over there. But we're going to look at the prefix suffix chart, and we're going to see if we can add any prefixes or suffixes to the root port to create new words. So do you see any on here that we could add to here or here to create a new word? Report. Okay, so you would write re here and leave port open. I'm going to write some of these on the board. All right, do you see another one that you could add? You said report.
Deport.
You said deport. Okay. Well, could you add like report and then add a suffix on the end? Okay. Portable. Portable. What else can we do? Look, if you did report, okay. So fill that in on yours.
Just add to the one that already has read.
Start a new one. Reporter. Is there anything else that you see? Deportable. What about deportable? Well, I think that might be one. Something that you could deport. It was deportable.
Yeah, it says D or remove, reduce, out of.
Okay, deportable. All right, good job. So we had, let's go over that again. Let's look up here and go over it. We had report. You came up with deport, portable, reporter, and deportable. It's a big word. All right, let's erase that. Okay, so for closure, let's look at this. So P-O-R-T, root P-O-R-T is pronounced port, and port is a root, as in transport, which means to carry, or a porthole, which is an opening or a gate. Okay. Repeat let's go for another one. A base word is the simplest form of the English word. A root is a word or word part that carries meaning and provides a base for an affix. An affix is a letter or letters added to the beginning or end of a base word. I'm going to write some words on the board. Let's look at these words. We have form, list, transform, and deform. It's not hard. Deforming. Okay. What letters do you see alike in these words?
F-O-R-M.
F-O-R-M. If we box in the prefixes or the suffixes, we see in this word. So we have trans, we have D and ing, and we have less that we could box in. What letters are left?
F-O-R-M.
F-O-R-M. We call this part of the word that is left a root. A root is a word or word part that carries meaning and provides the base for an affix. Echo each word and listen to the sounds that the root makes. Formless,
Formless.
transform,
Transform.
deforming.
Deform.
Okay? What do we hear in these words? Form, form. Let's see if we can discover the meaning of this root. If something is formless, it is without shape. If something is transformed, there is change in the appearance or shape of an object. So form is a root that means shape. Our key words are formless, without shape, transform, change shape. So what does formless mean?
Without shape.
And transform?
A change of shape.
Okay, we're going to practice like we did on the other one. We're going to flip it over. We're going to look at the prefix and suffix chart. We have it here and on the wall. Are there any prefixes or suffixes we can add to the root form to create new words? So see if you can come up with some words using form.
Preform.
What did you say?
Preform.
Preform? Like perform or preform? Okay, yeah, you can preform. So Preform. Okay.
We already have deform.
You can write it. Deform. Deform.
Reform.
Reform. All right, let's look at our suffixes.
Forming, like forming the shape.
Okay. Forming. Are you writing it on yours also?
Yes.
Okay.
Formable.
Formable. Able to form. All right, good job. So we have preform, you said deform, reform, forming, and formable. So we use the root and the prefix and suffix sheet to help us come up with these words. All right, try to get that cleaned off. So let's look at the form. Here, form. F-O-R-M. So F-O-R-M is a root, as in formless, without shape. Transform, which means to change shape. What sounds does form say?
Form.
Form, and it is our root. Thank you. Okay. We are going to highlight the root words in each one, but I want to model with some that we've already done. So let me write these back up here really quick, because we code these a little different. Trans, oops, my S going. Port, car, port, and we'll do D, port. Okay, so we are going to code and read these words. You have a copy of the prefixes and suffixes. It is also on the wall that you can use it. But the way we do these is you box in the prefix or the suffix, and you double underline the root. Let me fix this. Trans, port, car, port, D, port. Okay? So what you do is you box in, they boxed in car, so let me box it in, car, port. So you are going to box in using the prefix or the suffix. You're going to double underline the root, and then we will read it. So I want you to do one for me. Okay, and you're going to do that one. All right, read it for me.
Forming, deform.
Okay, good job. All right, now we're going to flip on the back, and we're going to do the same thing with port. Okay, read it for me.
portly, portable.
Very good. All right, for closure, we just read words with the root form and port. How do we code a root? What do we do to code a root?
Underline.
We double underline it. Very good. All right, we're going to go over these flashcards. We use some words in our language so often that we will learn and recognize them instantly. We call these words instant words. So echo after me. Head, under, story, saw, left, don't, few, while, along, thought. All right, now it's your turn. You're going to read them back to me.
Under, saw, don't, while, thought, head, story, left, view, along.
Okay, very good. All right, we're going to look at vowel chart number 6 right here. All right, we need vowel chart number 6, and we need our sentence. Okay, so we're going to code and read sentences. You're gonna do number 1, and you can use the chart if you need to. So look right here. A vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a brie. A vowel in an open accented syllable is long, code it with a make rhyme. A vowel consonant E syllable, the E is silent, the vowel is long, code it with a make rhyme. 2 adjacent vowels in the same syllable may form a digraph or a diphthong. Vowel R forms a combination before any other consonant except R. Bracket final stable syllable, accent the syllable before. So I'm going to put that right there. Yep, I need my thing. Okay. A sentence is a group of words or words that begins with a capital letter, ends in punctuation mark, has a subject and a predicate, and expresses a complete thought. And you can circle your instant words. Erase this so it'll help us. The instant words that you can circle before when you're coding. You can circle your, Y-O-U-R, into, I-N-T-O, and from, F-R-O-M. Okay? So I want you to code sentence 1. I'm going to watch it. Forget. Vowel followed by consonant, code it with the brie. And it's a tittle, a dot. A consonant E, or control. D, circle. Box in S, circle. A. Okay, very good job. Can you read the sentence to me?
Your hard work will transform this yard into a good place for the kids to play.
Okay. All right. For closure, we just read sentences with our new learning with the root word form. We are going to do our RAP, our rap read. You're going to echo after me. Let me find the page that I want. Okay, echo after me. Former, forms, forming, formless, formation. Your turn.
Formation, former, formless, forms, forming,
Okay, echo after me. Transform,
transform,
reform,
reform,
deform,
deform, unform,
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 preform.
reform,
Upside down, that messed with me. Okay.
reform, unform, transform, preform, deform,
Okay, your turn.
former, formation, formless, deform, preform,
Very good. Okay. So the sound of port, what are the sounds in port?
port,
Very good. And port is a what? A root. Good job. All right, we're going to do a spelling check. I'm going to say the sounds. You're going to echo the sound, and you're going to tell me the sound. I'm going to name it. So you're going to name it. So look, listen, echo, name, and write. Okay? All right, ready?
P,
Okay.
E,
A,
A, P,
Y,
Y,
G,
G,
M,
V,
X,
X,
W,
W, H, F,
D,
D,
B,
B,
Q,
Q,
Q. 2 letters.
U.
Q. All right. So we just did sounds that are unequivocal. What that means is that there are not a lot of letters that only one letter makes that sound. So like K or K has several letters that make that sound. But those, there's only one letter that makes that sound. And it is unequivocal is what it's called. All right, now we're going to do show me with these. Come on. So you're going to pull it down on the table down there, okay? These are our consonants. This is our vowel. We have our vowel sounds, and then those are consonants. So look up here. We have our consonant letters. We have our vowel sounds. We have E, I, E, A, I, Ah, U, okay? And then we have R, or, ow, and then we have our other diphthong right there, which is, let me find it. What owl? It is oi and ow, so that would be oi. It fell off, but we have oi and ow. All right, so we are going to show me with our sound pictures. We are going to, I knocked one off, that's why they fell off. We are going to look, listen, echo, unblend, pull down the sound pictures, add, take away, switch, repeat. Okay? So, watch me. Show me chip. Shh. Let me erase this. Okay. Show me chip. Ch. Vowel, it. Chip. All right, if this is chip, ch, yep, show me champ, ch, and, what do we need to do? This was ch, yep, now I need ch, and, very good. So, we said that. If this is champ, chip to chimp, if this is chimp, ch, chimp. Show me champ. What do I need to do? It was imp. Now we need amp. Chimp. So this was I. Now it becomes a. Okay. What did we do?
We changed the vowel.
Okay. From
I
to a. Okay. We changed the vowel in the medial position from an I to an a. And now we have champ. All right, come back. Okay. Now we're going to our spelling lesson. All right, so we need to know for our spelling, we need to know that a vowel followed by a consonant, we code it with a BREE. Okay. And we need to know that when you hear R, that it is spelled, when we hear R, it is spelled A-R, combination A-R, ART combination A-R, coded with a diaeresis and a circumflex when we hear R, okay?
When you say AR, you put a
Diaeresis,
diaeresis.
it looks like that. Okay. We are going to look, listen, echo, unblend, pull down the sound pictures, identify the base word and the suffix, make a decision, touch and spell, name and write, code and read. So on this paper, maybe that paper, I don't have it printed off today. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do something different today. We're going to use dots instead of these. We're going to use some dots today. So, for example, but first we're going to talk about our derivative rules because the words we're using today have some derivative changes. Okay. So look up here. When you have a base word and you add a consonant suffix, you just add the derivative. When you are adding a vowel suffix, you check the last three letters of the base word. If you have two final consonants, you just add. When adding a vowel suffix, you check the last three letters of the base word. If you have two adjacent vowels, you just add. When adding a vowel suffix, you check the last three letters of the base word. If you have a final accented syllable, one vowel and one consonant, you double the consonant. Okay? So, let's do the word robber. Echo after me. Robber. Let's do it. R-A-B-R. Okay? So, we're going to do dots instead. So, we're going to go R-A-B-R. Okay? So, let's look and say we have touch and spell. R-O-B-E-R. R-O-B-E-R. Now we've got to come and decide, this is our base word, this is our suffix. We've got to decide what to do. We notice that we have a vowel suffix and we have a, check the last three letters. If you have an final accented syllable, one vowel and one consonant, you have to double the consonant, right? Before we add this. So how would we spell this word?
R-O-B-B-E-R.
Okay? R-O-B-B-E-R. So on your paper, I want you to do the three dots. I want you to do Then we're going to write rob. Then we decided that we had to double the consonant. Good job. Let's do one more with the dots. Okay. let's do faster. So echo after me. Faster. A-s-t-er. So let's do our dots. A-s-t-er. Let's touch and spell. F-A-S-T-E-R. So we're going to come over here and look by adding a vowel suffix, er. Let's write them first. F-A-S-T-E-R. We're adding a vowel suffix. You check the last 3 letters. Do we have 2 adjacent vowels side by side? No. Okay. Are the final 2 consonants? Yes. So we just add. So how do we spell faster? F-A-S-T-E-R. Faster. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to use the colored squares for our last few. Okay. So let's use the colored squares. Let's do one more with this one. Let's do honking. Echo. Honking. 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 So honking. Right? Touch and spell. H-O-N-K-I-N-G. H-O-N-K-I-N-G. So now we have to go check. We are adding a vowel suffix, correct? Okay, so it's one of these. Is the last 2 consonants?
Yes.
Yes. So we just add. So let's write it together. H-O-N-K-I-N-G. Now let's code them. Let's code honking. Box in ing. Honk. It gets a G tail. We have honking. Right?
Yes.
All right. Code and read. All right. Now let's erase. All right. Now we're going to use these. Let's do the word shopper. Echo. Shopper. Sh-op-er. Let's pull them down. Sh-op-er. Shopper. Right? Let's touch and spell. S-H-O-P-E-R. All right, let's write it down. S-H-O-P-E-R. All right, so we are adding a vowel suffix. It ends in a vowel and a consonant, so we can't just add, we have to double the consonant. So how would we spell this one? S-H-O-P-P-E-R. Okay, you do it on your paper?
Just like that.
Shopper. And we're going to code and read. Okay. Box in suffix ER. Vowel followed by consonant. Coded with brief. Underline diagram SH. 2 adjacent side by side. We have shopper. Okay. Let's do one more.
You want me to put back the squares? You want me to put back the squares?
Yeah, put your squares back. Okay. Now we're going to do fondest. Echo. Fondest. A-n-d-e-s-t. So A-n-d. I need my E. We're going to pull one of these. I'm going to pull a little one right now. spell? F-O-N-D-E-S-T. Let's write it. F-O-N-D-E-S-T. All right, we're adding a vowel suffix. So we're going to have to look over here. We look at the last two. What are those? Consonants. The last two are consonants, so we just add. So we have F-O-N-D-E-S-T. We're going to code and read. Fox-N-E-S-T. Vowel followed by consonant. Code it with a break. What is our word?
Fondus.
Very good job. Okay. Let's put back our stuff. Alright, so we're going to read a sentence or write a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that begins with a capital letter, ends in a punctuation mark, has a subject, predicate, and expresses a complete thought. Let me erase this. You will need T-H-E-V, was, and from. Oops. Okay. Here is your sentence. Echo your sentence after me. The fastest duck was honking the loudest.
The fastest duck was honking the loudest.
One more time. The fastest duck was honking the loudest.
The fastest duck was honking the loudest.
Okay, code and read them, please. Code them. Underline it. Circle. All right, read it to me.
The fastest duck was honking the loudest.
Good. So today's new learning, port, right here, is a root as in transport. It means to carry. Porthole, opening or gate. Form is a root as in formless without a shape. Transform changes the shape. So what is port? It's a
Shape.
what is port?
Port.
Port is a
root.
A root. Very good. And it means to
Carry.
and it can also mean
Opening the gate.
very good. We have form. Form is also a
Shape.
but it's a
Root.
root. And form is a root as in formless without shape, and transform change shape. So what does form mean?
Shape.
Without shape
Without shape.
and change shape. We're going to review our instant word using our instant word deck again. So what are these words? Read them for me.
Saw, while, head, left, along, under,
Uh-oh.
don't, thought, story, view.
Very good job. And that is our lesson for today.